Picture yourself stepping into a time machine that doesn't just take you backward, but sideways, into a parallel version of Europe where medieval charm collides with modern freedom, where ancient cobblestones meet unconventional lifestyles, and where a country smaller than South Carolina somehow punches way above its weight in the most unexpected ways. Right in the heart of Europe, almost exactly at the center, lies a place that defies every stereotype and shatters every expectation. This is Czechia, the Czech Republic, and what you're about to discover will make you question why you haven't booked a flight already. From secrets the tourism board would rather you not know to cultural quirks that'll make your jaw drop, we're about to explore one of Europe's most fascinating yet misunderstood destinations. Buckle up, this journey gets wild. Landlocked and home to roughly 11 million people, Czechia sits surrounded by European neighbors on all sides. Germany, one of Europe's most developed nations, borders it to the west. Austria and Slovakia frame the south. Poland shares the northern boundary. With a compact land area of just 78,000 square kilometers, exploring Czechia, especially its capital, proves surprisingly manageable. That capital, as most people know, is Prague, located in the country's northern interior. Prague typically serves as the first stop for anyone visiting Czechia. Like many landlocked cities worldwide, Prague was founded along a river, the Vltava River, which flows 430 kilometers through the city. Remarkably, it's one of the few rivers known for flowing south to north, essentially in reverse. The Czechs built such a stunning capital around this river that honestly, aerial views reveal a masterpiece. Historic buildings, flowing water, and green landscapes blending into living art. Life in Prague concentrates primarily on the river's eastern side. Old Town, the National Museum, and the famous dancing house all reside there. The western side leans more residential, filled with offices and local housing. The city divides into districts, Prague 1, Prague 2, Prague 5, and navigating between them is incredibly simple using the metro. You can journey from one end to the other in mere minutes. No matter which metro line you choose, overwhelming crowds never materialize. Trains arrive every 10 minutes, creating a smooth, fast, stress-free transport system. One crucial tip: on escalators, stand on the right. The left side is reserved for people rushing to catch trains. Blocking the left side is considered rude and inconsiderate. Like most European cities, you won't find turnstiles in the metro, but you must purchase tickets from machines at entrances. Fortunately, public transport remains very affordable. The local currency is the Czech koruna, and metro tickets cost around 20 Czech koruna, less than €1. Roughly speaking, 100 Czech koruna equals about €4. Ride without a ticket and encounter an inspector. Prepare for a fine up to €50, a penalty that definitely stings. Beyond the metro, taxis operate throughout Prague, but caution is necessary. While Uber and official taxi companies function normally, independent taxis frequently overcharge tourists. Take an unregistered taxi from the airport to the city centre and expect to pay at least €50 for a 15-kilometer ride. Many of these drivers are migrant workers from South Asia, so always confirm prices beforehand or simply use Uber for safety. Czechs speak Czech, a language very similar to Slovak and often considered among the more challenging languages to learn. Education statistics are genuinely impressive. The vast majority of the population has completed at least secondary education, and nearly everyone is literate. This places Czechia among the most educated nations in Europe and globally. Another reason Prague looks so well preserved: it wasn't heavily damaged during the World Wars. At almost every corner, you'll encounter different architectural styles combined with modern, stylish locales. Most Czechs have fair skin and light-colored eyes. Their ancestry represents a blend of Celts, Germanic tribes, and South Slavs, peoples who historically inhabited this region. After the Austro-Hungarian Empire fell, Czechs and Slovaks united to form Czechoslovakia. In 1992, Slovakia chose independence, and the separation happened peacefully. Since January 1st, 1993, the country has officially been known as the Czech Republic. It joined NATO in 1999 and the European Union in 2004. The Czech flag is quite unique: red, white, and blue. Originally just white and red stripes identical to Poland's flag, a blue triangle was added on the left side to distinguish it, symbolizing the Slavic people and the Moravia region. This later became Czechoslovakia's flag as well. After the split, Czechs retained the flag and made it their own. Its colors symbolize honesty, loyalty, justice, and peace. If you plan to visit Czechia today, there are, well, several things that really demand your attention beyond the usual taxi warnings. First, you should avoid exchanging currency at the airport. The rates are, honestly, atrocious. And this isn't just an airport problem. Many exchange offices in Prague offer terrible rates, even though they advertise 0% commission. For example, if 100 euros should give you 2,500 Czech koruna, many offices will only provide 2,100 or maybe 2,200 Czech koruna. That means you lose about 12 to 15 euros instantly. Using ATMs isn't much better, unfortunately. Machines owned by companies like Euronet offer equally bad exchange rates, just like those exchange offices. The irony here is that even though Czechia is in the EU, it still uses its own currency, and this often leads tourists to lose money through bad exchange rates and ATM fees. Another consideration: European summers aren't always warm or predictable. Even in June, July, and August, Czechia can be rainy and cold. You might notice locals wearing long sleeves in midsummer. Not because they want to, but simply because the weather demands it. A sunny afternoon can, transform into a rainy evening within minutes. This is actually why many Europeans travel to Greece or Turkey in the summer, where the weather is, consistently hot. Many newcomers in Czechia who struggle finding work often start as couriers for companies like Wolt. These bicycle couriers, recognizable with large blue delivery bags, typically earn around 1,000 euros monthly and can be seen throughout Prague. Someone working a standard 40-hour week earns a minimum monthly salary of around 19,000 Czech koruna, which is roughly 750 euros. Research shows the average gross salary hovers around 40,000 Czech koruna, or about 1,600 euros, but with taxes ranging from 15 to 23%. Even skilled professionals often take home only 2,000 to 3,000 euros net. Depending on your perspective, that might sound substantial, but for people earning and spending in Czechia, it doesn't translate into luxurious lifestyles. Take housing in Prague as an example. Sharing a flat with roommates might cost around 8,000 Czech koruna, or roughly 300 euros. But renting an entire one-bedroom apartment of 40 square meters or more costs at least 25,000 Czech koruna, close to 1,000 euros. That easily swallows half of an average monthly salary. Prague is not a cheap place to live. Compared to Western Europe, it remains affordable, but renting your own flat can quickly drain budgets. Despite these pressures, locals appear cheerful and friendly, remaining warm toward visitors, often smiling, greeting strangers, or even posing for cameras. Another noticeable detail: many young people under 25 have lots of tattoos. Czechs love bold, unconventional styles. On the streets, it's common to see one in every 5 people with visible tattoos, a form of expression in a country where personal freedom is taken seriously. People can smoke cannabis, gamble, dress however they like, and generally live without much interference. Here's a striking fact. Czechia is one of the most atheist countries on earth, both globally and within Europe. According to some studies, around 90% of young people aged 16 to 29 identify as atheist, a figure higher than countries like Estonia or Sweden. Other research shows roughly 40% of the overall population does not believe in any creator at all. Around 30% prefer not to state beliefs. Among the religious minority, most are Christian or Catholic. Many trace this lack of religious belief to the communist era, when Czechoslovakia was under Soviet influence. Like in Albania, religious activity and churches were heavily restricted. Over time, society grew distant from religion, and the trend carried through generations. Today, religious identity plays almost no role in public life. Trying to influence a Czech person through religion is nearly impossible, like trying to catch a fly with bare hands. Now here's something surprising that most people don't expect. Together with Hungary, this small Central European country is one of Europe's biggest producers of adult films. Remember, the Czech Republic has only about 10.5 million people, less than 1% of the world's population. Yet somehow, this tiny nation accounts for around 13% of the global adult film industry. A 2019 study confirmed that Czechia and Hungary lead Europe in adult content production. A walk around Prague long enough and the friendly person passing you on the street might actually be a well-known adult film actor. Live there for a while, and chances are someone in your circle, maybe a friend of a friend, is an actor, producer, or works behind the camera. Why such a small country grew so dominant in this industry remains somewhat mysterious. Many Czech women willingly enter this sector simply for quick, easy money, and it doesn't stop in Europe. Many Czech performers end up working in major markets like the United States as well. Ask locals and they'll tell you the same thing, and it's just easy money and no pressure, no coercion, just a straightforward choice. What's interesting is that Czech society barely discusses it. Even tourists visiting Prague have no idea the country is a global powerhouse in this field. Setting that aside, there are other more ordinary facts about the country. Czechs aren't particularly into football or basketball. This country is absolutely obsessed with ice hockey. The Czech men's national hockey team ranks among the strongest in the world. Many top players in international leagues are Czech, with Jaromír Jágr being one of the most famous. The professional Czech hockey league runs from September to April with 14 teams, and the entire country follows it religiously. But Czechia isn't just hockey and adult film production. The country has contributed significantly to science. A Czech chemist invented contact lenses. The father of genetics, Johann Mendel, was born and raised here. Franz Kafka, the legendary writer whose work deals with identity, alienation, and individual struggle, was Czech as well. Even the word robot was first used here by a Czech writer to describe a soulless creature performing unwanted human labor. If you visit Prague, you'll find the world's narrowest street located in the historic Malá Strana district. The street is so narrow that traffic lights are installed at the entrance. It's only about 10 meters long and not even a meter wide, just 48 centimeters. It's basically a staircase leading to a restaurant, definitely not wide enough for two people to walk side by side. Prague is home to one of the largest Jewish quarters in Europe. According to legend, Adolf Hitler wanted to create a museum dedicated to an extinct race, so he chose not to destroy Prague's Jewish quarter during World War II. Many people still believe this story today. The Nazis never bombed Prague, which is why nearly every building, every corner feels like a perfectly preserved piece of history. Czechs are crazy about mushrooms. It may sound odd, but the average family collects up to 8 kilograms of mushrooms every year. Mushrooms are even called the meat of the poor. People who can't afford meat often add mushrooms to nearly every meal. Soups, stews, casseroles. With 35 edible varieties available, most Czechs know exactly which ones are safe and delicious. You'll also notice many beggars, especially in tourist-heavy areas. Beggars here have a distinctive posture. They kneel with heads bowed to the ground while asking for money. Many are middle-aged men accompanied by dogs, loyal companions always at their side. Despite crowds of tourists, Prague remains extremely safe. Czechia is regularly listed as one of the safest countries in Europe. Police patrols in Prague are minimal. Some patrol cars even sit empty. Cleanliness is another immediately noticeable feature. Even hidden back streets are spotless. Prague's parks, museums, and tourist zones are maintained with impressive care. Škoda, Czechia's most famous brand, dominates the streets. Although Škoda is under Volkswagen today, it remains a symbol of Czech identity. You'll see countless new model Škodas in Prague, especially SUVs like the Kodiaq. Most cars on the road are from 2020 or newer, with plenty of German brands mixed in. One of modern Prague's most iconic landmarks is the Dancing House, the Czech version of the Eiffel Tower in terms of symbolism. Built between 1994 and 1996, the structure consists of a glass tower supported by curved pillars and a second wavy tower running along the river. Its unusual design gives the impression that the building is actually moving. Other must-see spots include Old Town Square, Prague Castle, Charles Bridge, and the astronomical clock. Every hour the clock puts on a small show. According to legend, the king was so impressed with the clockmaker, a man named Hanush, that after other monarchs requested similar clocks, he had the craftsman blinded so he could never recreate it. Heartbroken, Hanush climbed the tower and threw himself off, but not before damaging the clock so badly that no one could repair it for 50 years. Charles Bridge is filled with statues connecting Old Town with Prague Castle. Until 1741, it was the only crossing over the Vltava River. Today, the bridge fills with artists drawing portraits and caricatures for around €50. Others perform music, hoping for tips. Another famous spot is the Lennon Wall. After John Lennon was assassinated in 1980, fans began covering this wall with graffiti and poetry in his memory. Today, it stands as one of Prague's most iconic landmarks. Cannabis shops appear almost every 100 meters, giving the city a slight Amsterdam vibe. While certain cannabis products are legal, many locals claim shops mainly sell tourist-oriented low-potency products without real THC. One thing to note, even in major fast food chains, toilets are often paid. Many places charge around 20 Czech crowns, roughly €1, through a turnstile system. And Czechia is one of the top beer-consuming countries in the world. Beer can be cheaper than water, quite literally. A small cafe might sell draft beer for just €1. In the end, the Czech Republic, and Prague in particular, is one of the best places to experience medieval European atmosphere in the modern world. It's safe, welcoming, clean, and full of character. The people are friendly, open, and well-groomed. Whatever your reason for visiting, you'll always find something that suits your budget and interests. Czechia isn't just another dot on the European map. It's a place where contradictions create magic, where history breathes through every stone, and where freedom means something tangible and lived every single day. From its surprising industries to its passionate hockey fans, from its mushroom hunting traditions to its world-class beer culture, this small nation has carved out an identity entirely its own. Now you know the real Czechia, not the sanitized tourism version, but the fascinating, complex, occasionally shocking reality. The question is, are you ready to experience it for yourself?